Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever seen a horse who could talk? With your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Truth is, I have horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have a Christmas setup for you, so you actually get to see, if you're watching, you get to see how the whole room looks when we aren't jumping from set to set. That way we could share some Christmas with you, and we could have some guests here with us. We have Pat from Pat Myers Electric here. Ooh. We have Betsy from Larson Hay here. And we have Neil from Ocala Dog Ranch here in the studio. And I just want to say, if there's anybody out there who thinks they have the greatest gift, I have the greatest gift, because I have a circle of amazing friends who also happen to be big show supporters.
Oh, I thought you were going to say me.
Oh,
I was getting ready.
Speaking of you, before we start, Pete, I have a Merry Christmas gift for you.
Oh, boy.
I hope you like it.
Thank you.
I hope it says it all. And if you're not watching, you should be. So go to Equus Television Network or to Facebook, and then you can check out Pete's gift. And what does it say, Pete?
It says, Complementary Horsemanship, Dancing Pete, best trainer and co-host.
There you go. Oh, Merry Christmas, it says it all.
Wow.
And I left the price on because it was ridiculous. I didn't want you to just throw it away in your truck.
And I've got Tim Tams.
Tim Tams, because I happen to know those are your favorites.
One of my favorites.
I pay attention.
Yes, ma'am.
Merry Christmas, Pete.
Yeah.
Thank you. And what did I give you?
Well, it's already in my purse hidden, so nobody takes it. He gave me Yum Yum.
Yum Yum gift certificate for $100.
Yes, to go, because I never have cash on me, and I always drive past there, and I love their food, and I always want to go, but they're only cash, so I don't go. So now I have no excuse.
That's right.
It's a good thing. Yeah.
Really
we have a great show lineup for you, by the way, although we are having a little Christmas fun. And look, our little lineup is in green this week with all sorts of pretty Christmas things on it. And we're very grateful to all of our sponsors and partners with the show that keep us going and keep us supporting all the wonderful things. We do have a Christmas horse showcase tonight and a winner. We also have Michelle Moore, who is going to talk to us a little bit about a new program coming soon to her farm. And then on the second half of the show, we will have a lot of Christmas fun. We might have Santa Claus. Linda Parelli, we have a segment with her that we did back in June. Of course, you know who Linda Parelli is. Santa's coming to town. That actually doesn't look a lot like our Santa, but that's okay. Make sure you always listen in when we air, normally on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. this week, Monday, and next week, Monday, by the way. We also air on Equus TV Network with 6.1 million dedicated viewers. We're also on 97.3 The Sky on Saturday morning.
Now I got to watch myself even more.
I know you do. 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning, and listeners do quadruple on The Sky on Saturday morning, by the way. In our hour. So that's pretty exciting. We don't have the Nielsen ratings.
If you're listening from the Sky, we appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Very, very much. Thank you for tuning in. Lots of people tell me that they listen on the Sky, and that's awesome, because a lot of people still love the radio. I love the radio. So we have a bucket down here, and feel free to comment as we go through the bucket. It's very nice, actually. It's this is for our winner The suspense is out there for segment 5 of the show, when we'll tell you what our voting panel, so they helped us choose a winner. So what have we got, Pete?
We have a T&T Distributors Horse and Farrier Supply gift certificate.
Look at you squinting. I should have got you glasses for Christmas.
There you go.
That's a $25 gift certificate. And we also have a $25 gift certificate from Seminole Feed Stores in here. And then we have a Horse Talk Show brush.
That's a good brush.
That's a lovely brush.
Oh.
Isn't it?
We use it all the time.
It's what we call a dandy brush in England.
Oh.
I don't think you call it a dandy brush
No,
here,
I
but
don't
it's particularly dandy because it has the Horse Talk Show logo on it. And then we have Piranha Legacy, we have a Piranha funnel, we have a sweat scraper, a hoof pick, a comb, main brush, and we also have the nice mitt, the Piranha mitt in there, and a total of $50. And rumor has it there might be a Larson Hay gift certificate going in here as well, Betsy. And how much would that be for?
For $100.
What? Sorry, I just did that.
Well, thank you.
So that we just added some extra.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
That's
right.
That's right.
I heard that.
So that's exciting. That's a lovely bucket that somebody's going to win. So we're going to do a few news and mentions, not many, because I want to jump over to our voting panel. This is the important announcement that I sort of made already, which is if you tune in on Facebook, thank you to the thousands that do every week. We had decided that over the holidays it was unlikely that on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, as much as you love us, that you would have time to watch. So we are doing a Monday night special, and then next Monday is our best of segments from this year. And we already talked, of course, about Buck Brannaman. We had to have Buck on.
Yes, ma'am.
And Chris Cox. So we will have those for you next week. We will actually be live in the studio the day before New Year's Eve, so make sure you tune in then too. And then if you don't have a chance to watch it on Facebook, you can always go back and watch it later on. We have lots of people who scroll back and watch other shows. Those keep building. And then don't forget, you can download the app for Equus TV. That is free on your telephone, and you can watch all the shows on there. We're on 4 times a day on there. And then don't forget, of course, the Sky, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, and I could go on.
IHOP? We're on the IHOP?
iHeart.
Wow.
Get a free pancake.
We've got a couple of other announcements, I think. Yes, Customer Appreciation Day for TT Distributors.
January 18th.
Yep, from 8 to 1 p.m. You can be appreciated with discounts store-wide, raffles, food vendors, lots of fun. There'll be reps on hand too for that Customer Appreciation Day in case you have any questions that you might like to ask about products. This little video right here should tear you up. If it doesn't, I'd be surprised. Betsy and I went down recently to Mayaca City and took some donations that were actually post-hurricane donations that we were actually going to take down there anyway. And very recently, the Florida Beach horses had a terrible accident. Somebody T-boned their trailer and 7 of their horses were injured. Most people would have honestly probably given up on this blessed horse right here, Sparkles, who has been in the hospital for 17 days and has survived and came home this week. And Ashley sent us this video of Sparkles coming home. And my goodness me, incredible folks they are to put this much effort into saving a horse. A lot of people would have said, well, there's not a lot of hope. But look at this girl returning home. And
She a spotted saddle horse?
Oh, I didn't ask.
She looks like she is.
Well, she's lovely. And we're so glad she's alive. And she's had a lot of great care. And, we had some... We're hopefully going to have some comments from our panel. I guess we'll have to do those in the next segment because that's the sound. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's helped to support Florida Beach horses because they have been through such a lot. All their horses are rescues. So the way they support all their horses is obviously through doing their rides on the beach. And they are all fat and happy horses, well taken care of. They obviously haven't been able to do the rides for a while. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you to Larson Hay and Betsy for helping me get supplies down to them. We're coming back with Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, so stay with us. This portion of the Horse Talk Show is brought to you by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Our television broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay. Idaho's finest alfalfa, and supporting sponsors DAC Minerals and Vitamins, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip, Piranha, Pat Myers Electric, Florida HVAC Services, and Ocala Dog Ranch. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
Equestrian. It's not just a word but a title. It comes paired with hard work, discipline, and talent. LipChip is a company built by equestrians to make life at the barn a little easier. Introducing the Hoofling system, powered by LipChip, where a microchip becomes a secure key to unlock temperature, register for your next event, and keep track of required documents. Simply implant, scan, and unlock. Equestrians, the future is here, and the future is LipChip.
Nirvana, Ocala's premier medical spa, is leading the way in great skin with all the newest in treatment options, offering prejuvenation for younger clients and rejuvenation for all ages. Nirvana knows you want to look your very best, but we've all seen people with the telltale signs of too much work. We want you to look like you, just better, brighter and younger, with all the newest and best in technology and all in the most beautiful surroundings. Like Nirvana Medical Spa on Facebook and find them on the web at nirvanamedicalspa.com. Become a better, brighter and younger you. The team of professionals at Equifence of Florida specialize in equestrian fencing, offering great communication, quality fencing, and all done in a timely manner. Reliable service with horse safety in mind all the time. Also offering customized residential, vinyl, wood, aluminium, and chain link fences services. Equifence of Florida, quality fencing done right to keep your animals safe. For more information, find Equifence of Florida on Facebook now. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second segment of the Horse Talk Show, and in the prior segment, we were going to get our guest to make a comment, but I talked too much. So here's Pat.
Here I am.
Christmas comment.
Christmas comment. Guys, please try not to burn down your barns with Christmas lights this year and have a very merry and safe New Year and Christmas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come see us at Larson Farms. We're open tomorrow from 8 to 2. Don't come after 2:30. We won't be there. Enjoy your holiday. Keep your horses fat and happy on Larson Hay.
Neil.
And Neil, Ocala Dog Ranch, please, please, please don't surprise your children with a puppy on Christmas morning if you don't intend to keep them for at least 15 years.
Oh, amen
Merry
to
Christmas.
that. Yes. Love you guys.
Well done.
Great comments. Here's Dr. Cayot. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television here at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And we are visiting with our regular veterinarian, Dr. Adam Cayot, chatting about some very important topics for your horse and your horse's care. And one of those that I want to talk a bit about is, Dr. Cayot, it's lovely that we have your cell phone. And I want to compare you to Mike Smith, the famous Hall of Fame jockey who always texts back within minutes. And I'm always impressed by that. And I know other than you being involved in an emergency within reasonable business hours, you are very fast at answering, which we really appreciate. But we also don't want to take advantage. Yes, we don't want to take advantage of our veterinarian and the fact that we are fortunate to have that kind of contact. You know, in the old days, we would have had to call the office line and perhaps wait to be transferred. And then if you weren't available, we probably would have had to leave a voicemail and wait for you to call back. And then we might be tied up when you call back. So the efficiency and the speed that we have available to us with text messages is fantastic. And I'm sure it saves you some time as well on long calls that, you know, you may be talking for a long time on the phone. But it's wonderful that we have that kind of interaction with top veterinarians, especially we love our horses so much and want answers, you know, and so much better than Dr. Google, you know, looking for the answers that we need. But really important to let people know when you should and shouldn't text your veterinarian.
Well, yeah,
within reason,
that's
right?
all. Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously, we try as veterinarians to accommodate our clients as best we can, and you know, if you have your veterinarian's cell phone number, and I gotta say the majority of our clients are respectful and know that, and you know, I mean, just common sense kind of stuff, you know.
That's sometimes not common.
Certainly, yeah. You know, just try to be understand that most of us have families, and we do have lives outside of, you know, treating horses all day long, and so just try to be kind and courteous and cognizant of, you know, what time it is and that sort of thing. I mean, generally most of my clients, if it's, you know, after hours or late, 1 and 2 in the morning, they don't text me. They know they just call the clinic line, right, and get who's ever on. I mean, if you do that at that time, I might not answer it anyway, so you're probably better off doing that anyhow.
Right.
Because if I'm not on call, I might not have my phone right next to me, so that's how it ends up happening, you know. But certainly, you know, obviously, if it's an emergency, it's an emergency, and you know, what constitutes an emergency? Well, I think what constitutes an emergency is technically what constitutes an emergency is the life of your horse at stake here, kind of deal, you know. That is an emergency. Certainly colics can be, certain wounds can be, foaling problems or foaling emergencies certainly can be. Lamenesses generally aren't, even really bad ones. They aren't. Most horses can wait till the next day, obviously, unless you have, you know, some catastrophe, you know, broken leg or something like that, right, you know, that's obvious.
And if you're a fairly seasoned horse owner, you probably have some bute on hand to deal with some sort.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with, you know, treating with some bute or some Banamine or whatever you have on, or just put it in the stall. I mean, you know, number one, I understand you're concerned about your horse and you love your buddy and your companion, but I would say most horse owners are pretty good about that, and that have been around know how to deal with that thing. So if it's a true emergency, then obviously, you know, you can call the emergency line, and you have to understand, you know, we can't be on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365
right.
days. Just, you know, you wouldn't have any veterinarians left if that was the case.
This is true, yeah.
So here at Peterson Smith, we're obviously lucky enough to have enough people that we can share that load with, and so, you know, there's a good chance that you won't get your particular veterinarian when
there is an
emergency arises, right, you know, and just let, you know, just know that we understand it's a stressful situation. It's a situation that nobody likes to be in. You don't know the veterinarian. You may not know the veterinarian that's coming out to treat your horse. And generally here, all of our veterinarians are very competent and very good. Understand that on our side, we don't know how we're going to interact with you either, you know. So it's you know, it's an uncomfortable situation, period. And we're, you know, that is heightened by the fact that it's a stressful situation because you're worried about your horse.
Right.
So we, you know, just be aware that as the veterinarian, if I've never met you, I don't know, you know, your personality. Right. You know, I mean, I'm pretty easygoing, but I don't necessarily get along with every single person I ever come across. But, you know, we're trying to do the best for your animal, and just be cognizant of that and be respectful of that, and understand that a little bit of honey goes a long way.
That's
you know,
right. Yeah.
And just in all, be kind and understanding that even though you're stressed and you're worried about your horse, that we are doing our best that we can possibly do. And so if that's out there and you can understand that, then everything will go as well as it possibly can.
Absolutely. That makes so much sense. And, you know, I think a lot of our listeners are newer horse owners. And I think, you know, just to let them know as newer horse owners kind of how it works. Like you said, you know, you can't be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They may establish a relationship with you, have really good rapport with you, and then have somebody come out on an emergency call that they haven't met before, as you said. And, you know, they need to establish a new relationship with that person, even if it's just for the one time. And then obviously the next day when you're back, you know, on, you're going to get an update for your client and follow up. So that's really nice. But just treating that arriving on-call veterinarian as an equal, knowing that Peterson Smith is not going to send out somebody that, you know, that doesn't know what you know, that can handle it, you know, and even though it might not be the same, and, you know, you happen to be a veterinarian doctor who has excellent bedside manner. You're somebody that you can talk to, you know, somebody that, I mean, I've been in a situation where I had to put a horse down and you were very kind and very understanding. Somebody new that you may not know as well, you may not feel as comfortable with, especially in a situation where you have to put a horse down, which is devastating. So just being, you know, kind and understanding to that new person coming on the scene, that they have to be the bearer of bad news if they do, and knowing that you'll be informed the next day and updated on everything. So just important tips, especially for new horse owners who may not be familiar with the way that all works, you know, that you aren't on all the time, even though you might be their veterinarian. So it's just important that we're kind and considerate.
Bouncing off that, you know, I mean, obviously we all have different years of practicing here. I've been here a long time and somebody might not, but as far as we're set up, even if there's a younger or less experienced doctor coming out, they're always just a phone call away from a very experienced person, you know, generally. So even because here we generally have 4 people on a night on an ambulatory practice. So if they are unsure of something, they can always, you know, phone a friend, so to speak, and you know, and pick somebody's brain or whatever, get some backup, and maybe even if you need help. I mean, I've gone out even when I haven't been the primary person to arrive at the farm. They've called and need help, and I go out, and you know that happens fairly regularly. So you know,
it's wonderful.
It's you know, we got a pretty good team here, but just understand it's a stressful situation for everybody, veterinarian, owner, horse, and
we're all going to do the best we can.
Being all worked up and angry doesn't make any better for anybody. So,
and that phone number in wrapping up is 352-237-6151, Peterson Smith, and that can get you to who you need to talk to. So, Dr. Cayot, thank you.
Thank you.
Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show. This portion of the Horse Talk Show is brought to you by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, our television broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and supporting sponsors, DAC Minerals and Vitamins, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip, Piranha, Pat Myers Electric, Florida HVAC Services, and Ocala Dog Ranch.
Faulty wiring is the leading cause of barn fires. I'm Pat with Pat Myers Electric. Equine facilities have special electrical needs. The knowledgeable and licensed team of electricians at Pat Myers Electric will ensure that you can achieve your vision for a beautiful, safe, and functional horse facility. From new construction to rewiring and updating, the Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe. With a small farm of our own, we truly understand the unique concerns of the horse owner. Don't take chances. For all your current barn needs, go to patmyerselectric.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at seminolefeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Peterson & Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson & Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hey, this is Buck Brannaman. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms. They're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we're in the studio with some special guests for this very special Christmas show. We have Misty Mattingly with us, Michelle Moore, and none other than the one and only
Hot Santa.
I lost a bet.
Santa Claus is here in the studio with us, and he is a big fan of water therapy. Equine Therapy International, none other than the finest treadmills, and I'm not just saying that, but the finest equine treadmills in the world by far. And I have seen a variety of different horse treadmills in my life, and all sorts of different companies, and I have never seen a better, sturdier, safer, better design of treadmill than this particular model. Alan, Santa's a big critic of water therapy and this sort of equipment, and happens to be an expert.
That's my sleigh. Convertible.
It's a convertible, but really exceptional. You don't use any chemicals in it, so you don't have any odor. You don't have any of the, you know, when you're doing therapy, you don't want chemicals. You want as natural as possible. So really, really exceptional. And Santa, thanks for being with us. Michelle. Michelle Moore, thank you for joining us. I got a chance to meet you recently through the parade, which was fantastic. It was a wonderful opportunity, and you shared some future plans of some things that you're working on. And one of the parts that I was really excited about was the part that involves veterans, and Santa actually just happens to be a veteran.
What a
so
coincidence.
yes, what a coincidence. So tell us a little bit about your story and kind of what you have. And if you're watching, you also see some slides that are going to come up that kind of show a little bit of what Michelle's doing.
Yeah, so our program is an 8-month program that is supported by our 501c3. So the veterans come in and are able to do our program that is paid for by the 501c3. And we supply or provide, I should say, it's more like a therapeutic equine experience. So they get to learn about the individual aspects of the horses, their personalities. Our horses are rescues, so they get to learn their story. And once they learn their story, then they find that it's a little bit easier to make the connection with the horse at that point. We also work hand in hand with special needs people, special needs adults. Personally, equine therapy is something that anybody can do and anybody can benefit from. It really depends on the individual. We also have small animals that we use for too, because some people have issues with, large animals. So we have smaller animals that we do therapy with also. And it actually is very beneficial. We have a trinity of horsemanship where we do ethical, emotional, and spiritual horsemanship. So it's a very exciting time because we're actually making these things work now. We have people that we're working with on the aspects of the therapeutic aspect for small children, for special needs adults, and then of course the veterans. We have a person now that we're working with. He is Air Force and Army, he's retired, full disability, and he's actually started our therapy program this past week, and he's like in love with our big buddy, our Belgian. Yeah, he's also looking forward to becoming our very first combat veteran mounted unit honor guard member.
Whew. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that because I love I love the parade that we did recently at the Florida Horse Park. It was amazing. Misty, I know you were there too. But honestly, the
Eric.
beginning, yes, Eric, Marine, ex-Marine, never an ex-Marine, you're always a Marine, right?
Yeah.
Retired Marine, there on his horse with the flag, just so correct, and then beautiful song, absolutely beautiful, incredible national anthem, and it was just all of the military represented on horses with the flags all lined up. It was absolutely beautiful, wasn't it? Goosebumps, like from head to toe. And when you shared with me that you wanted to work your way towards having an all-veteran mounted flag unit, with each one of the military represented by a flag with a veteran on a horse. And not that we don't love just seeing people on horses with those military flags, but to actually have veterans holding the flags on the horses, I mean, that is incredible.
Now, well, we've taken it a step further because JP, we discovered the other day, has a phenomenal voice, and we're going to have him carry the American flag, and he'll be singing the national anthem as we're doing honor guard. So that's what we're looking forward to.
It's incredible.
You know.
Tell us a little bit about some of the, and obviously no names mentioned for privacy reasons, but tell us a little bit, give us a couple of testimonials of, I know that veterans obviously have PTSD and many other after effects, especially if they were in combat. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you see with horses interacting with veterans, because what I have seen and heard from other groups that do this type of work, the results are amazing.
Well, basically is what happens is you hone in on the individual horse with the individual. The horses usually are pretty good at picking the people that come to the farm, the veterans that come to the farm. And there's like an immediate connection, and the bond is pretty incredible. Sometimes it's kind of, you get welled up about it because these guys that had no idea how to address their feelings actually figure it out because the horses help them come to terms, help them find themselves, help them work through the issues, especially with fear, because fear is one of the things that happens pretty often with 1,000-pound animals. But when they make the contact on the ground, because we start from the ground and we work our way up, and the horse will tell you immediately what's going on with the veteran. So if they have an issue, we're able to tell immediately what's going on, and we address it, and we're able to help them work their way through it. There's no time frame, and there's no specifics. It is by the individual. We developed a curriculum around the individual. You cannot say, there's no such a thing as typical. You cannot, even like with special needs kids and adults, you can't say, well, this is what we're going to do today. It doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. There is an individual aspect to every single situation that we do, and it's up to the individual. And I rely a lot on the source to tell me exactly what to do at that moment and how to handle it. I mean, God has a hand in everything that we do, in every single way. Because you could be sitting there one day and be like, okay, we're going to ride today, and then the individual comes and they're not having the best of day, and so we just switch things around.
And work with them,
yes,
so that
yes.
you obviously have to be flexible and be able to change things up, because
they have to be comfortable, because if they're not comfortable, first of all, they're never going to heal. And our job, we're healing the world one person at a time, one veteran at a time, one special needs person at a time, and doing everything we can to bring people to our trinity of horsemanship, ethical, emotional, and spiritual horsemanship, and that's what we're doing.
That's awesome.
So me and Misty all the time, we're heal the world, make it a better place. That's just how we,
I love it.
Yeah, I'm not singing.
No. Misty, what is your role?
I assist her in a lot of the stuff. I also teach a couple of kids at my own house, where I'm at right now in Anthony. But it is amazing to see the progress of the people that come. Some of these kids come and they can barely walk. They can barely, one of their sides is weak, and then you get them on the horse and all of a sudden they're moving and they can move things, and they get stronger and they're more outgoing. Usually they come to us withdrawn and everything. So it's nice to see.
That's amazing.
The progress.
Very quickly before we close this segment, Michelle, how do people find out more about you? Mustang Moon?
Yes, they can find us on Google, and they can find us on Facebook at Mustang Moon Equine Solutions, Mustang Moon Horses for Heroes, and Mustang Moon Equine Therapy LLC.
Awesome.
And we accept insurance.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Our veterans need you. We know the results of horses and veterans and disabled folks, and we're very grateful to have people like you doing this wonderful work. Got to wrap up this segment. We'll be back after this. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
LipChip is a company built by equestrians to make life at the barn a little easier. Equestrians, the future is here, and the future is LipChip.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. DAC, it makes a world of difference. The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
Cut through the noise and distinguish your business with a custom vehicle wrap from Smash Wraps. Get noticed with eye-catching vehicle wraps that showcase your brand's identity and earn you more business. If you're looking for a custom-designed vinyl wrap for horse trailers, box trucks, cars, or pickup trucks, for a single fleet vehicle, or for 100, no job is too big for the Smash Wraps team. Make your appointment to set your business apart today. Find us on social media or at smashwraps.com. And remember, don't just wrap it, smash wrap it.
This show is brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that can talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now here's your host,
Pretty.
Louisa Barton. She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
This is Santa.
Hi.
And we have...
Rudolph.
Yes, thank you, Rudolph. And we have Santa's helper, the elf. You know, we're trying to be in the Christmas spirit for all of you. And in the Christmas spirit, we are going to demonstrate a cracker. Now, if you're on the radio, we are not talking about somebody born in Florida.
Or a whip.
Or something you put with cheese.
That's right.
Yes, none of those things. So you might need to be watching us so that you know what a cracker is. So a cracker's been around for a couple of 100 years, probably. At least 100 anyway. But they weren't obviously quite as
It looks
fancy.
like a Tootsie Roll with extra sides to it.
With wrapping paper.
Yeah.
That is so American of you.
It looks like a Tootsie Roll with an extra...
Wait till I call somebody in England and tell them an American say it looks like Tootsie Roll with Christmas wrapping paper. This is a cracker.
He's not wrong.
Listen, I don't need you two ganging up on me.
That's right.
So we are going to demonstrate. If you're on the radio, you need to either go to Equus TV Network or Facebook so you can see what we're doing. But we're actually going to demonstrate what a cracker does.
So I get one side.
Yes, and I get one, and we pull.
And we pull.
You won because you got the big end.
So it made a big pop. That's why it's called a cracker.
And actually, it smells very slightly smoky. Not as smoky as it used to because they've made them safer now. But so inside, there's usually a tacky gift of some sort. And then there is a joke. And then there is a paper crown that because Pete won, he has to wear his paper crown. He got some dominoes by the looks of it.
Yes, I got dominoes.
He got dominoes. And there's a crown you have to put on. It's red, so it's perfect.
Oh, boy.
And while we're getting him in the crown, we're going to talk about this wonderful bucket of goodies that we mentioned in the first segment, which will have a $100 Larson Hay gift certificate in it. It does have a Seminole Feed Stores, $25, TT Distributors, $25. Yes, Pete now looks like he belongs with us. It's got some Piranha fly spray. It's got a wonderful engraved Horse Talk Show dandy brush and lots of other goodies. And all of this is probably valued at over $200. And we are going to have somebody win it. And our esteemed panel has voted on over 88 submissions that we received for the show. 88.
88.
88.
We should submit more next time.
I know. We should, but 88 was enough for us to go through. So we are going to talk about them for you radio folks as Isaac puts them up for us, and we're going to make comments, and you'll either have to have a very active imagination or switch us on and watch us. So here we go. This is very special, by the way, because I asked Candy G to take the mayor, the prior mayor of Ocala, and his wife to the Christmas parade in a carriage.
The mayor.
The mayor. Mayor.
Not a mayor.
Yeah, and so I love this photograph. I think it's absolutely amazing. Love it, love it, love it. Well done, Candy G. So that was the Ocala Christmas parade with her beautiful gypsy vannas. This one's pretty cute, right? Bar Humbug, the horse. Very, very cute.
Wearing a hat with his tongue sticking out and his head twisted.
Yes,
So is that
very
a pin
cute.
or a pin?
We're going to go a bit faster through them now or we'll run out of time, but this one's gorgeous. Pat and Sarah Myers loved this one. They actually sent me 3 that they loved, and they absolutely loved this one.
It has a bow with 2 horses behind it.
Yep.
Then
This one's adorable. It's cute.
a reef with an elf-looking horse.
That one belongs to Vicky Van Tassel. I know her. I love this one. This one is so
Has a
pretty.
Christmas tree, white horse with a wreath around it.
Oh, I want that one to win. Love that one. Lots of horses with
Has
Santa hats.
Santa hats.
Yeah, Santa hats. Santa, do you have any comments?
I do.
You like them all, don't you?
Of course.
You know what I love
It's my
is,
season.
oh, that one's a gentle carousel. Miniature therapy horses. We knew who that one was, didn't we?
antlers.
So's that one.
The antlers look real.
I know,
A blue
don't they?
hat.
Gentle carousel miniature therapy horses. Love them. They do such great work all year long
And this
with
one has a blanket with all sorts of different
very
bows in
Native
their
American,
mane.
Indian looking horses.
Horses with Christmas trees.
Yes, I absolutely love the effort that people make
Horse
at
with a
Christmas
saddle with a wreath on the saddle.
to make their horses festive.
Oh, wait till you see.
Oh, have you got pictures of Hallmark?
Not yet.
Santa has a reindeer called Hallmark.
We're doing the shoot tomorrow.
Doing the photo shoot tomorrow. I love this one. This is
Downtown.
downtown Ocala with 3 beautiful horses. They're all gorgeous, and I want to thank everybody that submitted. This one's grinning. It's too cute. I want to thank everyone who submitted a photograph of their horse. There's you!
Oh, that's right.
Santa on the horse, laying down.
Oh, it must be one of your clients. We do have a joke about Dancing Pete Roder's clients get so bored the horses lie down and go to sleep. It's just a joke.
That's a horrible joke for this season.
It's a great
You're
joke.
on the
Thank
naughty
you.
list again.
I know.
Thank you. Thank you, Santa.
I do. I stay on the naughty list. That's also Vicky Van Tassel's horse. Gorgeous horse. Beautiful. Missouri Foxtrotter. Santa here with the horse and rider. You again.
I love that outfit.
You did. That's a great outfit, isn't it? Santa Claus. I think people just get so, I love the
Festive.
spirit. Don't you love the spirit that people get in at this time of year? I mean, look, even Kylie.
Even I.
She went all out.
This one has snow that came with the picture.
Yeah, must not be here.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to beat the snow picture.
Yeah, so Kylie is our social media director. You don't always see her. She's
Rudolph today.
She's Rudolph today.
I have
so.
special attire on.
That's
And
right.
a
It
DIY
felt like-
costume, no less.
Yes.
Yes, well done. Exceptional. So she's definitely in the spirit.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have to.
So the suspense, of course, was on, and it was very, very difficult to choose. If I had been I'm afraid I would have voted for the beautiful white horse by the Christmas tree, because that's my sort of cup of tea. But I was not in the voting. I do love the winner, though, by the way. It was taken by vote of a board of much smarter people than me. So drum roll, please.
And the winner is...
And the winner is...
Bah
Humbug. And do we have a name for the winner?
Yes.
We do. Kylie is our social media director, so she is looking for our winner's name. Oh, we have it.
Carol Fletcher.
Carol Fletcher is our winner. Congratulations, Carol. I hope you tuned in. It is necessary to be tuned in to win. So, you have to message us.
If anybody knows Carol, call her.
Yes, Carol Fletcher.
I actually know who Carol Fletcher is.
I actually do too, but we aren't allowed to contact her. She has to be listening.
There you go.
You have to listen to win. So if you're tuned in, please send us a message on Facebook and let us know. And if we don't hear from you by tomorrow, we have to pick another winner. Somebody that was tuned in. So congratulations, well done. This bucket of goodies is all yours, Carol. We're very excited for you, and we think all of your horses were amazing. And if we didn't
You're all winners.
Yes, you are. And if we didn't air your photograph, it was just a time element. It wasn't that we didn't love it. We did have almost 90 photographs that were submitted. So
we need to do more things that we get people to submit their horse pictures.
yeah, I
Valentine's
loved
Day
it.
coming up.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And then Easter.
Is that when you come dressed as something else, Cupid?
I'm not making any more bets with you.
Go on, Santa, live a little.
Sure.
Tell us about Hallmark.
Well, we're doing a photo shoot tomorrow for our annual Christmas card. Yeah, it's my mare that I have that is kind of my furry four-legged daughter. And yeah, it's named after, obviously, well, there's the sound.
Named after the card company?
Yeah, the card company movies, obviously. Brought her from England, so she, you know.
Well, you know, if she came from England, she must be good.
What breed is she? She's warm blood.
Okay.
Jumper. Yeah, very nice.
Dutch.
We got to go to break, and we're coming right back with the next and final segment of the Christmas show this week. Stay with us. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the show, Palm Chevrolet, and to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay. Also, thank you to the supporting sponsors, the Equine Performance and Innovative Center, TT Distributors, Equifence of Florida, the Florida Horse Park, Smash Wraps, Nirvana Medical Spa, Equigreen, JNS Pressure Washing, Horse Vans, and Midnight Rose Equestrian. The team of professionals at Equifence of Florida specialize in equestrian fencing. Equifence of Florida, quality fencing done right to keep your animals safe.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed.
Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equigreen with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equigreen came to life. Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? J&S Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. J&S Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Stephen at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
This is Charlotte Cannon, and you are listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
We've got Santa, Rudolph, and the elf in the studio here with us, and we're about to switch it up now and take you to Linda Parelli. Here she is. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and the Equus Television Network, and we are at Happy Horse Haven, which seems very appropriate and a perfect spot to talk to none other than Linda Parelli. Dancing Pete Rhoda is here with us also, and we're just going to have a candid little chat about what's going on in Linda's life and this beautiful property that she's on, and what's up next. So lovely to see you again.
It's great to see you. It's been
Way
too long.
That's what I said, and I actually couldn't believe you said you've been here 3 years, because I don't feel like it's been that long.
I know. Time flies.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And we're having fun.
Yes. Which is always.
Always.
That's the rule.
That's right. So catch us up a little bit on, you found this beautiful farm, just gorgeous.
Yes. Well, I looked at a lot of places, and of course when I drove into this one, I just went, I can see me here. And it's just got a lovely vibe about it, and the house is nice, and I have an 8-stall barn that my horses mainly live out, which hopefully you can see behind us. Mm-hmm. It's their little haven, and I've got a very nice arena, which is probably the #1 reason I bought the place. And then mainly I have resident students here with their horses, and so they're long-term students of all levels, but mostly pretty high level in my program. And then I take students for 1 week, 1 month, however long they want. So it's quite small compared to what I used to do, which used to be throngs of people. Mm-hmm. Now I'm really enjoying my lifestyle, and having more time with people is really fun.
I think that's lovely, much more personal,
yeah.
One-on-one. And
yeah.
Pete and I talk a lot about this. You need a lot of time.
Yeah, it takes time. People don't think about that. I consider horsemanship like a martial art. People kind of sit around and go and eating popcorn, and then they go, I think I'll go trail riding. It's like, you got to train for stuff like that. You've got to just let the dog down. You've horses get spooky, or they get out of control, or they tune in with other horses, and suddenly our nice trail ride's a nightmare. But
that's true.
So there are no shortcuts.
No, I don't think there are. Not to do it well, and certainly not from the horse's perspective. How can you make a relationship quick? Because what I do is relationship based, and you can't just go, all right, stand still, let me get on and go for a trail ride. There has to be dinner and dancing.
All the important parts of dating.
That's right. That's right.
So tell us a little bit about Happy Horse, Happy Life. Tell us a little bit about the program and kind of the first steps and what's most important. We talked a little bit about time being the most important, obviously, and it does take time.
Well, obviously my background was with Pat for 30 years, and I helped him to develop his program. And so when we split, I was thinking about, what would I do? Because I already co-created something that was pretty darn good. And then as I was teaching, I saw all the pieces that were missing, that people were missing. And mainly it had to do with horse behavior. And so when we talk about a happy horse, if I say, how do you know if your horse is happy? People are like, I don't know. And so I created a program that teaches you how to have a happy horse. And I put all the pieces in there. It took me a while. In fact, I only just finished. It took me 3 years. But starting from the beginning, you start with connection. relaxation, responsiveness, confidence, impulsion, bending, harmony, agility, purpose, and power.
I'm going to watch this again just so I can write
There'll be a test. There'll be a test later. So the first 6 are all the ingredients of getting harmony, which is number 7. And once you've got harmony, then you carry that into whatever your sport is, or however, you know, what kind of performance you want to do, from bridleless riding to dressage to jumping to whatever it is, that you can learn how to do that with a happy horse.
That makes so much sense. You can
That's
carry
what I
all
do.
those things on in your regular life aside from your horse too.
Well, that's true too. Some people have said, you know, does this work for people? It's like, but that's another seminar. Won't go there quite yet.
So if you were trying to be in a competition, or you had a competition person come to you, what would be the first thing that you would want them to accomplish before getting into the arena to show? And
before getting into the arena?
To show.
Before anything. I go like right from the beginning, the number one thing is connection. And so most people want connection or think they have connection with their horse, but when you test it, they don't. And one of the tests is at a competition, right?
Yes,
so it's like, my horse is never like this at home. And if you interview the horse says, my human's never like this at home. You know, so they've changed, they haven't prepared the horse properly. And, you know, I've helped a lot of people, not with their sport, because they can do that, but when they have behavioral problems, it's like, why do you have it? It's because you don't have connection, you don't know how to relax your horse is not responding to you, he's reacting, he's not confident in that surrounding, and the rest is history.
That is so true. See that? So Aaron Vale is actually like a prime example of somebody who does a lot of horsemanship with his horses, and you notice the difference when he's competing over some other riders, where his horses handle something crazy that happens unexpectedly. And if you're a horse person who's familiar with horse behavior, you actually can see the difference between him and maybe the next rider that goes in, who's maybe
managing chaos.
Yes, exactly. Maybe it's a super technical course, and you see this next horse go "Ooh, whoa, I don't know what to do." But I've noticed like Aaron Vale's horses always seem to get through it and manage really well with it. And I think that's because of that. Like you said, Aaron knows his sport. You know, he's one of the finest show jumpers in the world. The having that horsemanship there at the farm going on is helping to make him be as successful as he is.
Then you're well prepared. You know, and a lot of people can have connection with one horse, with their one special horse, but not necessarily with their other horses. And so how do you get that with every horse? Because you need that.
That is such a good question. How do you have that with every horse? Because you're right. A lot of people have, especially people, I'm not going to say people who compete don't have this, but I think we see more people who have kind of pasture pets and trail horses have that heart horse that I had that heart horse for 29 years. And when they got on, everything just went together like perfectly. But then when you go on to a new horse, which I have now, you've got to
start again.
Yes, because you can't get 29 years with a horse you've had for just a couple. So it takes, and Pete will say, you know, he's helped me with a couple of things with my Mustang, because they're things that he didn't necessarily do in the beginning, but he's testing a little bit. And so I have to remember now I have a really young horse, not a really old horse. You know, I've gone from having a 35-year-old to having, well, he was a yearling, and now he's, you know, just a few years old. So you have to kind of,
you've got to be a teacher, a mentor, a friend, a trainer, a protector, all of these things.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I'm experiencing that start again thing, and it's, you know, sometimes I question myself. I go, oh, it's been a long time since I've done any of this, you know, and getting that, wanting to have that connection.
Yes.
Rebuilding.
And, you know, a lot of people are in that situation. You know, as professionals, we're always starting with horses, right? How do you start with this horse, and where do you take it? And so we have kind of a, for want of a better word, a routine or a system that, you know, a pathway that we take horses down. And it depends on the different horses, you know, how quickly or slowly you go and what little roadblocks come along the way. But most people have that one horse. So they don't have the experience of like, oh, now what would I do with the next one? And then what would I do with the next one? Especially if they're different.
Yeah.
Like different horsenalities. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, the other horse was so easy and a little bit lazy and stubborn, and this one's crazy. You know, it's like, what do I do? You got to treat it a lot differently.
Yeah.
So do you feel that humans that are good connectors make horsemen that are good connectors?
I think so. Because people who don't care about connection are pretty cold, matter of fact, and it's like, I'm just going to get the job done, or, you know. But I think people who are more relationship oriented, I mean, obviously they carry that over to the horse because they want the horse to like them and they want the horse to be happy instead of just going, do the job next.
Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the show, Palm Chevrolet, and to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay. Also, thank you to the supporting sponsors, the Equine Performance and Innovative Center, TT Distributors, Equifence of Florida, the Florida Horse Park, Smash Wraps, Nirvana Medical Spa, Equigreen, JNS Pressure Washing, Horse Vans, and Midnight Rose Equestrian. Ocala Dog Ranch offers a variety of services for your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, also online at ttdistributors.com.
Cut through the noise and distinguish your business with a custom vehicle wrap from Smash Wraps. And remember, don't just wrap it, smash wrap it.
Epic Equine Veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Nirvana, Ocala's premier medical spa, is leading the way in great skin with all the newest in treatment options. Become a better, brighter, and younger you.
The Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe. For all your current barn needs, go to patmyerselectric.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Okay, so for real, we're back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Ho, 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 Idaho's finest alfalfa.
That would be Dancing Pete Rodo.
Or Merlin.
Something. I'm Louisa Barton, and in the studio with us we have Santa, Rudolph, and the elf, Jenna from MTRA. And we are about to switch things up to Dancing Pete Rodo's Horsemanship Tip of the Week.
Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship. This tip is sponsored by WildlifeWorksLLC.com for your unwanted wild critters removal. All right, today's tip of the week is about believe.
Before he starts, brought to you by Wildlife Works.
There you go.
In case you have any critters that you don't want to have in your garden, like I do at the moment, not quite sure what's rooting things up, but need to call Corinne, Reno, and find out.
Yes, ma'am.
And whatever's rooting things up, by the way, has taken my entire log pile from my vegetable garden and scattered it everywhere.
Might be
strange.
So it's something big enough to scatter logs. Neighbor kid. I'm not sure that Wildlife Works can handle that. But Pete.
Today's tip of the week is believe.
Oh, that's highly appropriate.
Yes, ma'am.
Santa Claus and Christmas, isn't it?
Believe in yourself when you're about to do something with your horse, and believe in your horse. I watch so many people that, well, my horse isn't going to be able to do that. Well, you've already lost. You got to believe that your horse can do it. And if it doesn't totally get there, you still have 100 days to still complete it or more. So believe in what you're about to do. Because if you're not believing in it, why would your horse believe in it?
That's true. And that's thoughts, what you're thinking matters, your body language matters, and your words matter. So it really matters what you say, what you think, and then your body language for your horse, because he knows if you're doubting and thinking that you can't do it.
That's right.
Because they sense much more than we even realize.
That's right.
And yeah, so make sure that you're positive, that your affirmations are all good, that your verbal's all good, and that your body language tells him, hey, I'm good. I know what we're doing and we can do it.
I always tell people to be confident, because they'll follow a confident leader even when they're wrong. But if you're sitting there questioning yourself as you're doing something, the horse is going to go, nope, not following you. And people are the same way.
Absolutely. Because people who have horses generally have dogs, would I say that this room would agree? You've got the wolf. You've got a couple of small wolves. I think you've got dogs.
I have one.
I do.
I don't have one.
He's the only one. See that? So the odds are that if you have a horse, you're probably going to have a dog, which is why we think that Neil from Ocala Dog Ranch should do some dogmanship with you. The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch. So you've decided to get a new puppy or foster or adopt a new dog, but you already have a dog or two or three, or if you're crazy like us, 8. You just can't bring that dog into your home and expect it to be perfect harmony. There's a little bit of a pack going on, and so when you get your dog home for the first time, keep them separated with a gate so that the other dogs can see and smell him. Feed them separately, exercise them separately, then slowly introduce your dog to your pack. Try not to be too warm and fuzzy with the new dog until the old dogs realize that they're not going anywhere and the new dog is staying. It's great to have a new puppy in the house, it's great to adopt, and it's great to foster. But you have to do it responsibly, and you have to take care to introduce your dog slowly to the other animals that live with you. Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil is the expert on all things dog. If you haven't checked out Ocala Dog Ranch, amazing place to go for all dog sports, boarding, daycare. If you're going away over the holidays, or 2025's coming right up, you can book at Ocala Dog Ranch. And what Neil was talking about earlier, he mentioned a great Christmas tip, which is we all love dogs, we all want to get a dog. There's tons and tons of dogs at all of the shelters and rescues that really need adopting. But take that very, very seriously. Make sure that that is 15+ year commitment, that it isn't just a Christmas present and it's cute when it's a puppy on Christmas Day, and after that you're kind of done with it.
And your house isn't set up the best in Christmas Day, by the way.
Not. No, there's a lot of chaos. There's usually a lot of visitors. There's a lot of things that dogs can chew and eat and get into that are on your floor. There are presents under the tree. Not a great time to introduce a new dog. In fact, if a Christmas present is a dog, it would probably be better done a couple of weeks prior or a week after, so things have calmed down. Maybe company has gone home. But what he mentioned about introducing a new dog is to be very, very careful about introducing them, doing it slowly. And it's easy to get very comfortable with dogs that have been together for a while. I never ever, my dogs adore each other, they clean each other, but I don't leave them together when I leave the house. I separate them because I prefer to know that if there is a problem, they fight over a toy or a cookie. So if you get a new dog, don't get super comfortable right away. Give it a lot of time to get to know each other. It's really important that they have that time to bond, and don't trust everything right away. And like Pete said, very good point. It's not a great time of year, is it? Although there are a lot of shelters that do need adoption, so maybe next year. That's a good plan. Dr. Rulan is coming right up from Epic. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show with Dr. Alberto Rulan at the Equine Performance and Innovative Center. And Dr. Rulan has your equine rehab tip of the week.
Increase your core muscles by doing underwater treadmill. Underwater treadmill, increase your core muscles and hind leg strengthening as well.
I've been in it.
Yes.
Makes you fit. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show. Yeah. Dr. Rulan talking about the importance of water sports and water therapy for horses. You can comment on that, can't you, Santa?
Sorry, I was reading my bad joke.
Tell us your bad joke.
What do you call a snowman in the summer?
I don't know.
A puddle.
Oh. So typical of British humour. What can I say?
Dry.
It's a very dry British humour. You can speak about water therapy for horses. It's so important, isn't it?
For a bit, yeah. It's a great way to increase the conditioning in a horse, in a very regimented manner that you can quantify. You know how much time and at what pace and what incline level the horse has worked every day. So it's a good way to manage care of an injured horse or condition a horse that's going to go out and compete. So it's a real kind of good way to scientifically approach conditioning or rehabilitation.
And it's really good for situations. You just mentioned rehabilitation. If you have a horse that maybe can't be back in an impact situation,
sure.
Training on a hard surface, something like that.
Yeah, low impact, high resistance. Yeah, soft tissue injuries. Even we treat a number of things with them. Skin conditions. The list is long. And the vets know way more about it than I do. I'm just kind of.
You're just the water guy.
I'm just the water guy. I don't know how I got here.
You don't know how you got the Santa job?
Well, that too. I am down 10 pounds because it's rather warm in here.
Santa's diet plan.
I know, right? I think they thought snow was coming, so they turned the air off or something. I don't know. But you're right, it's all warm and toasty, I will say.
It is toasty.
But Equine Performance Innovative Centre offer lots and lots of different therapies for horses. Wonderful, wonderful service there. I have actually done all those water therapies myself. And I will say that when I did the treadmill, I was quite out of breath.
Yeah.
Now, I was about 40 pounds heavier back then, but
so the treadmill worked.
The treadmill worked, yes. It's a wonderful way to get your horse in shape, especially if he's recovering from some sort of injury. We at the Horse Talk Show have to wrap up. That was our 1 minute sound. I can't believe it flew by. We want to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. We hope you enjoy a safe, wonderful time with your two-legged and four-legged family. And,
Happy holidays.
Yes, and we will be back the same time next week with you in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world or not.
Or not.
Happy horsing around until the same time next week.
See ya.
Merry Christmas.